Hello, bonjour, Savan. How are we today? It is Sunday, August the 10th, 2025, here in southwestern Ontario, Canada, by the beautiful shores of Lake Huron. I know I haven't been on for a few days, been super busy. The portal of August the 8th has now come and gone, but the energy is about to dissipate. That's how I'm hearing it. So I started feeling this energy surge. As you know, if you're familiar with me, I feel those surges of energy well before the crescendo, in other words, the actual portal of 8-8. I'm hearing it as a linear Stargate. Now, FYI, I've never heard it as Lion's Gate. Okay, I know a lot of people talk like that. I know some of the spiritual astrologers don't acknowledge that word. To me, I always hear it as a portal, Stargate portal. So that's what I'm going to use. That's my language because that's how I hear it expressed to me. So in that 8-8 portal, there was a lot of mixtures of energies and thoughts and coherence, and there were even some meddlesome energies, I'm going to say, from planet Earth in there. And we were a little scared to hear all of this new information coming through, but now we're able to portal it through, and we're speaking to you from our highness. It's true. I was thinking, why am I not getting the push to come on here and talk about all these energies and the energy systems of light? Of higher light coming through from the central sun beings of light, who are our partners in light. But I didn't really, dwell on it. I just dismissed it, and I'm sure when the nudge comes, I'll be back on here speaking with all of us. And that's today. Meditations have been phenomenal. Manifestation powers astronomical. We're super duper out there and aligned with higher spirit light. But the higher spirit light beings, the central sun beings, came through this morning in meditation with some really deep, thoughtful suggestions and codes of adherence to the higher light, and a little bit more in-depth explanation about where we're at in this scene, in this scenario here on your planet Earth, your earthly existence here. And this is about to steer us clear. We're about to adhere to our higher energy sphere, and we're going to be in relationship to the higher energy, and to be clear. Okay. So basically what I was hearing this morning in meditation for my Central Sunlight Beings team of light is that we have been, as you know, working on clearing out past traumas, past delinquent energies from past timelines on your planet and on your world. That's what we've been doing. We've been resting and digesting all of this old, incoherent, unpleasant traumatic incidences kind of energy out of our systems of light, because we have to have that purge, if we want to call it that or something, so that we can bring in these higher streams of light. It's like my closet here is full of my dance clothes. It's packed, it's full. So if I want to go purchase some more, I have nowhere to put them. So I have to go in the closet, and I've just done this recently, and I do this from time to time. I go in and I purge some of the clothes I haven't worn in, a number of years, even though I like them. It's like, it's time for something new. We don't need the old material here anymore, even though, okay, some of it is pleasant, but let's face it, some of it's out of date, right? So then I take everything to the Goodwill or St. Vincent de Paul or whomever, and let someone else enjoy past memories of past old outdated clothes or colors of clothes. Because colors come and go too, right? Speaking of colors, I diverge at this point. Yellow is my color right now. And I actually bought a yellow purse. I bought a yellow scarf to augment it. It's actually more of a shawl. And I've been buying citrine. I know in the last few videos you might have noticed I had a citrine pendant on. And I bought my citrine ring and rainbow moonstone. If for those of you who are interested, let me turn that around. I've got lotion on my hand, so it's sliding around. I don't know. Are you interested? Maybe not, but there it is. That's as good as it's going to get with that camera. So that's my draw. So that's the new color now, whether we've known this or not. Anyway, when your color points shift, know it to be a gift. All right, so when you start to see the color alignments shift with you, there's a reason for it. Color is frequency, color is light. Okay? So it just means you've changed your frequency, thought way of being. Now I've totally forgotten where we were when I diverged here. Okay, so we were talking about the Stargate portal of 8-8. Okay. When some of this energy came through, we needed to readjust our energy codes, right? Because this is a new higher flow. So as we were saying, we had to purge out the old to create space for the new. So these are new, vibrant codes coming in through this 8-8 portal Stargate. And it's a new system of light. And it turns on your energy codes, your energy fields, to be very high and light and bright. They, being the codes, are returning you to your higher light. So they're offsetting or off-putting the older energy light. So just like I go in, clear out some of my old clothes, I can now buy fancy new things that are up to date and haven't been worn before, and I can now store them in my closet of light. So I can now, because I'm free of some of the old energies that I've purged from old past lifetimes, as we have done for the entire planet, as well as you, whom we are speaking to, now we can shift and upload new, higher space light beings of higher genetic codes of light. So in other words, there's more room. I'm also seeing an electrical panel. And if you have ever had a generator, you know you have to have another little electrical doohickey that sits on the wall beside your electrical panel. Okay? And there will be certain outlets there for you to plug your generator in, and one will be the fridge or the stove or your lights or your sump pumps or furnace, whatever the ampage you can handle. And not all houses can handle certain ampages or capacity of electricity, and that's us. Some of our genetic abilities are already inborn or inbred into us, and some of us can't quite cut it with the higher upgrades. So then it's kind of like we have to go back to source and say, hey, we're in training here for higher light, so speed this up for me, like speed up my upgrade and my template of time so that I can be super aligned to the super dynamic trend of the higher timeline. So it depends. Some of us, again, have the genetic codes already embodied in us, and some have to upload and shift into the higher codes of genetic light. So, I mean, anything can be done for a price, right? It's what they say for a house if you want to upgrade a house. So if you really wanted to have more ampage, you've got to hire the very expensive, well worth it electrician to come in and maybe go from 100 amp to 200. You can upgrade that generator that you've got for more firepower, whatever. You get the picture. Okay, but most of us come in with genetic codes that are not of the higher light. Okay. So when we come in with those less than higher properties, and it's of lower light, then we have to genetically reverse and retrain those old codes to the higher light. So again, out with the old, in with the new. Okay, the old codes have to be dispersed. The old cleanup has to be done. The genetic retracing, retraining has already begun. Right? This is a genetic recoding that's being done on your earthly plane, on your planet of light. And some would say lower light. Just saying. That's just some of the talk, and on other dimensional realms, shall we say. No diss. Oh my goodness. I'm always going to get into trouble for saying this kind of stuff, but it is what it is. Okay. So this new encoding has to be done. It has begun. It's already won. Okay, so we got this. All right, the genetic encoding and training is already done. Okay. So this is our fastest pathway back to the higher sun. So the central kinetic sun is where we have begun. So now we're returning to our higher sun. So this is where we get the template from the central sun. All right, and this has already begun. So that's what I was hearing. Just it was a personal, I'm sorry, it's really, the heat is starting to get to me. It's going to be like in the lower 40s again. And, when I'm downloading this information or channeling, whatever you want to call it, there's a lot of heat that comes through. And on top of this, it's I'm kind of hoping the air conditioner comes on because it's getting to be a little bit too much for my body. Oh, gosh. Okay, so a little bit more of the personal stuff that came through. Certain gateways, pathways are already being destroyed from the old system of light, and we're garnering speed and energy through our higher might. That's our angelic light, and we're now proceeding into the higher gateway plane of higher light. So this is the transition from the lower light to the new higher light or bright light of the angelic light. So we're all being reverse trained, as we've spoken about before, and now we're being shot forward through this new Stargate portal of the higher light. If you have not been retraining your own symptoms of light, you'll return to your lower light. That's where you need to take a big bite out of your lower light. So you're going to have to transmute some of that older light for you to be able to transcend to your higher light. This is what some of our missions have been, and that's what I've been doing personally, is transmuting the lower energy fields of the lower light through some systems of light and some bodies of light for the entire planet. This is what we do. We're system busters, as we're called by some. So we come in and we break apart the old systems of light, and we're destroying that old light. Indigos, isn't that right? I'm thinking, isn't that what you mean by that? Indigos? Whatever label, works, that's fine. But we're system busters of the lower light. So we come in, we transmute the old pain, the old frequencies, the old energy systems of the lower light. And we discharge it through some of us take it literally through the synapses in our brain. And that's why we drain it. So when we are working one-on-one with you in a specialty arrangement from soul to soul, in other words, we agreed to do this for you when you came in, then this is how we transmute your pain. We drain it through the synapses in the brain. Right? And then we instill and enlarge a new frame. We give you a bigger mainframe. We turn up your ampage. We give you a new electrical panel. Right? We take out the old, we recharge it, we give you a new one. All shiny and new and prepared for the higher light. That's your angelic light. That is the higher light. It's a transmutational light, and it's the vehicle through which you shift into your higher might. God bless. We give you peace, love, and light. We have been speaking with you from our higher angelic light, and we are draining the older light. So all of this transmission of higher genetic codes through our speaking with you, through our vibration of our tongue, has begun to be unsung, because it's being worded in a way that's being undone, and then we can flip it back to your higher one, your higher sun. Okay, so we are literally encoding you with the higher lights. So after we drain the old, we regurgitate the new, bring it in, and instill that in you. It's codes of light. All right. As we teach you what to do. Sorry. Lotion. Aggravates my nose. Anything else? Yes. Okay, so that was the Stargate portal taken care of. Now, to get you up to date. Okay, so today being the 10th, it is just checking in with our astrology forecast. Just got this information from a couple of the spiritual astrologers I like to watch. And as you know, I'm not an astrologer, but I get it. But that's not my job this time around. I was one before, but anyway, it's a long time ago. So today, and it's 11th. No, sorry, tomorrow. Sorry, I think it's tomorrow. Anyway, the 11th and 12th, water grand trine. This is good. A trine is good. That's a positive thingy, my bobber, influence. And I'm just going to go through this for any of you who are slightly too, ecstatically interested. Venus and Jupiter are in conjunction with Sirius in Cancer, and they're trining the North Node, Black Moon Lilith, Juno, and Vesta. Now, if you look up Juno and Vesta, you'll find that they're asteroids. Black Moon Lilith is a point. It's not exactly anything in existence. It's a point. So a trine is a triangle, just like you would think. 3 points. And, of course, that has the most energy. That carries the most energy. If you want to supercharge something, you put it in a triangle. I think we know that by now. It's pretty simple stuff. So there's 7 energies. 7 is spiritual number. There's 7 energies all together here. Now, this Black Moon Lilith and Vesta and Juno all have to do with a sacred, divine, feminine energies. This is what I have been feeling awakening since, was it July? It was since July. I can't remember the date. Anyway. And I've been wondering, what is this I'm sensing? Like, what is going on here? And I have been very busy with clients in the last 2 weeks. And there were a lot of sexual traumas and things that were coming up to view and to, I'm hearing it to say, like to escalate their healing in matter, like in 3D physicality, because it's kind of blindsided a lot of people how much trauma they have experienced sexually on this plane of reference, in other words, on this planet. So this has to shift. So what I'm intuitively picking up here, and as I'm tuning into these sacred Vestal energies, is that there's been a lot more healing to be processed in regards to this topic or this realm of time. So there's going to be a lot more, I'm hearing it as transcendental sexual healing for the vast public, like for the vast majority of people who have suffered slights. I'm hearing arrogance against your higher light. A lot of ego light in there with the sexual training, because they try to dampen it and lower it so you don't use that high light energy. They're very high light energy codes. Like when the Kundalini sweeps through the body, it's like this explosion of light, right? So that is the sacred sexual geometry of your higher light. So that's been used and abused. No kidding. Like, how bad has that been? Because that's your creative power. That's your desire. And that's how we create, is through desire. Oh, I want that new car. Oh, and then, things happen and you get that new car or something similar. It comes from desire. If you're just complacent and you sit there like as my parents, I'm hearing them say, like a wet rag, like you don't do anything, you just sit there, then that's useless. That's useless energy. You're not doing anything. You're not creating. It's not even restful or peaceful. It's definitely not intimate. So these old sexual draining habits of lower light have to be, I'm hearing it as expunged and exterminated. By whatever extraordinary and non-extraordinary means that are required. Wow, this is going to be big, isn't it? I'm kind of following that thought into the future to see what we're going to clean up next on your world and on your planet. Guess what that's going to look like? Use your creative imagination. Guess where that's going to go? So, sexual healing. Next stage of spiritual growth on your world. This is a good thing. Don't look at it as a negative thing. It's got to be done. It's got to be expunged. There's been a lot of hurt. There's been a lot of tragic incidences of lower thought. If that's where they can control you, if some being wants to control you, they have to do it through your sexual fields of energy codes. Because as we said, that is your creative ability. And the creative abilities have gone wrong because of, I'm hearing it as the bastardization of the old song. They told you wrong. They taught you wrong, according to their own song. So in other words, they made you jump through these hoops for them, for their own purpose of depletion of your energy fields. And how do they do that? Through the sexual energy codes of light. Because that's how you create your world and everything in it. And if they can steal that or rob that from you, they're going to. So anyone who's been sexually assaulted over time or even over vast timelines, oh dear, you're going to have to be reminded of that old truth. It's coming through the root chakras, or what I'm seeing. And it's going to be debilitating for some. It's going to be liberating for others. You can make it how you want it to be. Okay? In regards to your sexuality, you can make it how you want it to be. Just don't be under the thumb of someone else's guise, G-U-I-S-E, of thought or in training, right? Do it from your own higher light, not from what other people are telling you is right. Nobody has the right to tell you what's right. Okay? You're the only one who is supposed to be doing that. You're in training your own higher light. Okay? To your higher might. God bless. We give you peace, love, and light. We're speaking to you from our higher insight. Okay, so these are some of the higher genetic codes that we're getting and trained with. Please feel free to upload these higher genetic codes. They're coming in from the sun, the central sun. Central sun's light beings are crossing their energy fields with yours, with ours, and we're now completing that thought process of the higher light. So again, we're genetically being given a new respite. God bless, we give you peace, love, and light. We are transcending from our old, out of sight, lower light into our higher divine, ascending light. We give you peace, love, and light. We're speaking to you now from our angelic might. Okay, so you see how we flow from one energy field, one interdimensional consciousness, awareness into another. Just see how that floats along. Just see how that works. We shift. It's like shifting the gears in a car. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and beyond. You can go into reverse when you need to back up and take another look at what that was you just passed by. Oh yeah, I did really want to pass that by. Yeah, that's in the past. No more looking in the rear view mirror for me. That's toast. I'm done with that. That's history. And then you go back into first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, like my old car. And that's how you get on with your life, with no heartache and no strife. Okay, so this divine feminine uprising is coming through at a very crucial time in your history of codes within you. And you are to transcend this too, to get back to the higher you. So this is the transcendence of the higher genetic codes through the divine energy of the feminine that's now transsurging through you into a higher place of peacefulness and energy congruent with the higher self in you. God bless. We give you all this information, and do field your light and make sure you have this recipe for your higher might and from your higher might. God bless. We give you peace, love, and light. We are speaking to you now and wrapping this up from your angelic light. God bless. We give you peace, love, and light. Wow, I think that was a long one. Well, there was a lot to catch up on, right? There's a lot going on right now, and there'll be a lot more dynamite action in the future. So with all of this Kundalini rising, spiritual, self-conscious awareness energy coming up, don't be afraid to look at this. Don't be afraid to look at yourself. Don't be afraid to draw out your passions and your concerns and your traumas and everything. It's a whole big ball of wax. It's like all rolled up into one. Got to disperse that energy back to the central sun. They will help you come back to the one. These are your genetic codes surging back to the central sun, where we are one. Okay. Now we're done. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope this helps. I'm going to have to go back and listen to this myself. Let me just double check if there was anything else that I wrote here. Just a little bit. I think this might help. It helped me to understand. So Juno, the asteroid, has to do with intimate relationships, marriage, passion, and fears. All right. Vesta, remember we heard about the Vestal Virgins from old times? Again, an asteroid. It's sacred light. It's your sacred flame. It's sacred sexuality. Yeah. Peace. Yeah. So that's an important one. And Lilith, as we heard, it's a point, but it's very primal. Okay? So whatever primal urges come up for you, that has to do with that. Because, hey, we got it all, right? We got it all. We got it all wrapped up in us, and that's what we're sorting through now and accepting the different versions of you. Okay. If you do wish to book an appointment with us, you can go to the website www.healingorenergy.ca and book your appointment there. There will be another retreat. It's going to be in October the 25th. More information will be coming out. As soon as I have it, I will pass that on to you. Gives you lots of time to plan for that same place. And I guess that's about it. Love you always. Take care of yourselves and others. And have a beautiful day. Bye for now.